in a husband and wife situation, a lot of time the husband, including myself, I say, hey, pass everything to the wife. Yeah, but in whales or females, a lot of time we see, they say, hey, don't pass anything to my husband. Pass to children only. Make a guess. Why?
Alright, Shen. So today we are talking about something very interesting that I did not, for the life of me, when I joined this company, think that we're going to talk about. Okay, so let's start off with this question. Are you prepared for death?
No, I'm not. I mean, generally, I don't think about death all that much because I feel like I probably, if I don't die in an accident, I have a few more years to live lah.
So if you don't think about it, it will come to you. So now, for now, no need to plan. But you don't ever think about the fact that, like, if you don't plan in advance, then when you catch you off guard, then how? But because maybe age difference lah. Maybe she's very young, right? But for me, eventually you still have to think about there's going to be dependence and stuff like that. Then if you don't plan, you just be like, no lah, won't die one. Where got people won't die one?
But what exactly is this planning that you are talking about?
No lah, cause okay, so imagine let's say if you have like children or whatever, then they have school fees, then you one day conquer already, then what happened? Nothing right? Then who's gonna pay for all this kind of thing? You need to plan. Also like things to hand over. But okay, to be honest, right? I say all this right. I got no husband, no wife, no house, no nothing. The only thing I can give over is like the shirt on my back. I also don't really think about planning lah, right? But today, right, we have a very interesting guest here with us. Who do we have, Shen?
We have Bernard from iFAST Global Markets. Maybe you can introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Bernard over here. I'm actually an investment advisory team director, but a lot of my work revolves around estate planning. Yeah, of course, as what you mentioned, planning over the topic about death and end of life.
Right, okay. You have any comments over what he just mentioned just now? Because he said he doesn't have anybody to... he doesn't have anything to pass on to people or to like plan, He doesn't have a house. He doesn't have that much money.
Yeah, because everybody tells me estate planning, right? They plan until like, what, 十全十美 okay, my house go to who, my car go to who, my all my stuff go to who. I got nothing, no, my bank got some money lah.
Yeah.
But that one is like, I don't think nobody will care about that kind of money.
Exactly.
So what do I have to estate plan for?
Yeah, exactly. I think before we go into that, maybe you explain a little bit about what is estate planning actually, because to me, what it sounds like is you need to have an estate to plan,
yes.
Right? That's why it's called estate planning. So maybe you can let us know what exactly is it all about. Yeah.
Okay, so estate planning is really important because I believe strongly across into it. But the very simple part is that all of us will have an end of life. We will go one. We will pass away one. And at the point that we pass away, where do we or who do we pass the money to? I think the very simple logical thing is that we may want to pass them over to our loved ones, to our parents, or even to our children, or even to our partner. So that's what estate planning is.
Right, okay. Then can you estate plan without an estate?
We actually really have estates on there. We have money one. I give a very simple example. In normal Singaporeans, if you are past the age of 35 or even more, at least we have a HDB with us. That's the wonderful thing that the government has created for us. But even if you really don't have any HDB, one last thing that you will definitely have, as Singaporean working, we should have CPF. And now CPF, generally 100, 200,000 is actually always there one.
So is that the simplest thing you can plan for? Has anybody only come to you like, okay, sorry sir, but I only have CPF?
Yes. So even with CPF, a lot of things that we can be doing. I give you a very simple example. I am someone who cycles a lot. I'm those cyclists, a lot of drivers will scold me one because we cycle on the roads on Sunday early morning.
Yes.
I had many accidents already. Almost every year, I will kena some form of accident. And sometimes it's a real fleeting moment in front of me. Of course, I was more fearful, not because of death. I was more fearful if I land up in hospital, my wife would scold me. And happened many times already. Yeah, but those are the chances. I have a chance whereby, big scar on my right side of my face all the way through. But I still carry on cycling. But that's where we have a very close encounter that ambulance come already.
I have a weird question. So did the fear of death feeling come first, or did your interest in estate planning come first?
No, I don't have a fear of death, but the interest of estate planning is always there. And this is a very strange one. Although I'm an investment advisory director, my core training when I was in university was in biology. So even during those days of university, I I'm very interested in the whole human anatomy. And I have no fear of death, lor. When we went in to see body parts, my friends will be here and there. I was like, wow, this is nice, eh. Yeah. So yeah, no fear, leh. Don't know why.
Okay.
But okay, so honestly speaking, right, like this is the thing that I think about a lot since this is the industry you're working in insurance, right? You technically want to buy that thing and just never touch it, because every time you want to interact with the product that you just bought, something has happened, right? And something grievously bad has happened. We're now dealing with estate planning. This is the finality of the worst thing that happened. Your life is gone. Isn't it a very depressing line of work?
No lah, strange that you say you want to buy something that you never want to touch. But the other point of view is that if I buy an insurance, I confirm want to claim. Because when you claim, you most cute you ma.
No, but wait, this is like on the thin line of like a bit like insurance fraud. Like I buy, I must use. No, but 不会 like how to say like everybody wish for like a peaceful life, correct? And I know in like 2020 hindsight, everybody has to die. Nobody lives forever. But if you kind of don't want to do it when it's a bit too late, you want to start early and plan this out, right? But that means that you have to go to a healthy, functioning person and like, hey bro, have you thought about dying and what happens then? Isn't it a very like grim topic to like bring up?
No lah, don't need to worry about it being a grim topic. In fact, I talk to a lot of people, especially young, healthy, maybe 30 plus years old, like us, like you guys. I'm way beyond. Talking about end of life is easier when we are actually healthier. Talking about end of life when we are a little bit more sick, or even if you have a cancer, I talk to you about end of life, people can be quite pangtang about it one. So approaching that topic a little bit earlier is actually pretty enlightening. Like give some examples, people will say, if I have 100,000 in my CPF, if I don't write something, what if the 政府充公that money, how? Of course, I think government won't lah. But there is this nagging thought, and they say, okay, yes, I must settle it.
Okay. Has there ever been like maybe, I mean, of course, your job as an investment advisor doesn't only just consist of estate planning, right? There's also other things involved. What happens if someone decides that they don't want to do estate planning, like they don't even want to think ahead at all? Have they ever like mentioned that, and after that maybe something happened to them and then any of such like client stories to share, like maybe they regret that, oh no, I should have done estate planning sooner, that kind of thing.
It's okay to not do anything one there. Because the decision to not to do anything is also a decision. So at least we have broached that topic with them, and they say, okay, I don't want to do anything at all. So it's okay already. But one very simple example that I shared with was a case I really, really remember. I handled this end of life case for a grandmother who passed on at probably almost 90 years old. She had a stroke case for 9 months, bedridden, then after she passed on. The most memorable part was at the end of the funeral, just after the chuping, after the going to bury parts. There was one brother who took out a kitchen knife and ran after the other brother, right across me. And what I did was that I had to gather up all the young children, go into the house, close the door, to make sure the children are actually not harmed. And if you know the old HDB estate, those with the louver window one, the bottom is stainless steel, the top is actually glass. All the children will stand up there on the table to look at what's happening through the glass. That was the real case that actually happened. So one brother was chasing after the other one with a kitchen knife to take money. That was a real case that I saw.
Was it because she didn't plan how she wanted her fortune or her assets to be distributed?
She was not very rich anyway, but of course there's still some money. They had quite a few children. And of course, different children, different sons have different requirements lah. And I thought all these things a lot of time could have been settled by a simple documents. And I think since we all are going to pass away, then a will is essential lah, very important for all of us.
Right.
But so what's the difference between like leaving it unplanned, means I never go to any advisor and just figure it out, and like what you said previously, no being a decision? Wouldn't it still be like the money is still up for grabs once I go?
We can leave it unplanned, then the distribution will be based on the government methodology called Intestacy Act. So there is a methodology to separate it, but it can take a longer process, and the method of splitting may not be what the individual wants.
Okay.
So the government actually splits for you in a sense, like if you don't do
There
any planning?
will be, the government will or may split across for you. But my very simple answer is we do it ourselves lah, in the way that you want it exactly. Isn't that easier?
But at least, okay, it's nice to know that there is like a default. Like, you know, like how we are defaultly like submitted into the list of we donate our organs. That there is always a good plan, right?
Okay.
But like it is better for us to choose like, okay, how we want to do it. Because like just like religious beliefs, right? Some people don't want to like submit their organs. They want to be like, oh, spread into the sea, or I want to become a tree. I don't know, it's really up to them, right? But at least you get to enact your choice. And I think okay, but has this is a personal question, not even on the list. Has estate planning made family relations worse?
I don't think it has made relationship worse, but sometimes estate planning will unearth problems that's already there. Because a lot of time in estate planning, I start to discuss about, uncle, when you are sick, what do you want? Do you want to be in hospital or you want to go home? So sometimes I unearth family issues. So when I ask those problems, then they will start arguing. Yeah, but I always tell them, hey, uncle, whatever I ask you, whatever your decision, don't need to argue with auntie one, okay? You all can make different decision because you have two wills. You can write two different wills and have different decision altogether. Yeah, so normally I may unearth differences or marriage issues or even family relationship problems.
Oh, because like what you say, right? Some people are pantang talk about death, and I think my parents and grandparents' generation, they belong in the situation where, this one haven't break yet, haven't happened, right? Don't go and talk about it. If not, it's gonna start all these kind of problems, then splinter the family like unknowingly. Do you think this is a situation in which, you know, when you got plaster, right? It's faster you slowly go and peel, right? Then pain, then long. So if let's say the family knows that if you go and touch the family issue, it confirm will unravel one. But knowing that the end goal would mean that everybody will come to a conclusion that everybody's satisfied with, would you still like tell them, okay, you have to go through this painful process lah? I mean, yeah, unraveling is unraveling, but at the end it's a good thing. Will you still?
I'm very ready to front it and to face it across with the client and with the family. Delaying it does not take away the problem altogether. Eventually, the problem will become like what I mentioned, the brother take a kitchen knife and run after the other one. So we don't solve the issue altogether anyway. Yeah,
Right.
so I would rather, let's approach the topic. It is okay not to solve it. It's okay after estate planning, we have no plan at all. It is okay. It's just an attempt to try to unearth it.
Right, okay. Just now we were on the topic of wills, will writing and all that, right? Just curious, when do families actually request for wills to be read out? Like right after the funeral or maybe even before that? How does it usually work?
Wow, this one sounds like very Hong Kong drama.
Yeah.
Actually, the real case that it does happen. So in Hong Kong TVB drama, sometimes you will see there's a lawyer there reading a will to the whole family. It does happen. And I'm sometimes that butler doing that service across the whole family. It depends on family. It can be as early as that will was already ready, everyone knows about it before the passing on or the death of the patient. Yeah, it can be as early as that. When the grandma very, very open-minded want everyone to know about it. It can also be the other situation, whereby it's sometimes people say, after the Chinese belief, after the 头七, the 7 days, after the 七七, after the 49 days, legally, actually, there's no limitation to when it can be read. But of course, you want to be very sensitive to family relationships. Do we need to unspill the beans so early? Or whether we can actually delay that a little bit if everyone is comfortable.
Right, okay. Have you ever experienced family disputes with the will before? You have ever handled any unhappiness with it before?
Oh yes, a lot of it. Like I give some very simple example. In a husband and wife situation, a lot of time the husband, including myself, I say, hey, pass everything to the wife. Yeah, but in female, in wills of females, a lot of time we see, they say, hey, don't pass anything to my husband. Pass to children only. Make a guess. Why?
Why?
Because guys die earlier, what? No man.
No lah, not about dying earlier lah.
Why?
Yeah, why? Why the wife don't want to pass to the husband?
Scared husband use money find another wife.
Correct.
Oh, really?
You see, women can answer this so well, Yeah.
Zero faith.
Yeah.
Oh, this is quite interesting.
So that
really,
can already be
okay,
a full
okay.
dispute in the family, lor.
Oh, right. Any other?
That's very interesting. Okay, so like I need to circle back to, if let's say 真的是等7、7、49天, right? Then during the day 0 to day 49, right? That asset is held by who? How does that work? Because 那个人死了, right? Then-
Okay, so the asset is still there. Yeah, technically we have to freeze the assets until after the reading the will. But after reading the will, we can't split it straight away anyway. We need to go over to the court to apply for either a letter of administrations or a actual probates. Yeah, so we need to apply for documentation before we can actually handle it. So all this depends on how the will is being written, whether it's written well or maybe there's no will at all. So we still need to apply for documentations.
Okay. Have you ever, okay, just wondering, right? Who is the youngest client you have ever had who wanted to do estate planning with you?
The youngest was a NS guy, National Service. But he became a regular and he had to go on to an operations overseas. Yeah, so in that situation, my first check is, he crossed 21 years old already or not? So I had to start to examine to check all different things. But it was a very valid reason. He's going on an overseas operations, a long sailing trip in the Navy. And I said, yes, we should be doing this. Yeah, so no issue being young. Yeah, of course, he came back safe. He has a big family right now already.
So are these people who are often in like high risk situations your like majority, or are people who like more day-to-day kind of situations who are like just, I live my life but it's nice to plan? Because to be honest, unless you have a lot of things to plan for, common man wouldn't really go and consider the fact that I only got my CPF, so I should plan for my CPF, right? You'll be like, I have like house, family, car, kind of thing. Then the people who are in risk, like all your NS people, they are quite young, so they usually will, because really, what just in case I die, then I have to plan for it. So which one do you see more of coming to you for estate planning?
Strangely, there's no more of either type. Whoever passes by me will see the importance of estate planning. I show you why. Let's assume you have no asset at all, but if you are a parent, then the most important planning will be, if I'm no longer around, who will be the guardian for my children or for my child? Yeah, so that guardian part, even if no money, you must make sure someone takes care of your child. So guardian is also one requirement. But we look back, let's assume you're not even married, but if you're senior parents and you have no other siblings, then I want someone to be there taking care of my parents, or maybe handling money for my parents if I'm no longer around. So this requirement is the same regardless whether you have money or no money.
Okay. So estate planning is not just about money. There's actually other things also, like what you've mentioned. Right, okay. Quite eye-opening.
Very interesting, because I always thought, this is when I have money problem. Now I don't have money, not my problem.
It is an issue. I wouldn't even say it's a problem. It's an issue that we should start looking at it. And along the years, every 5-10 years, we come back to relook at it. Yeah, like maybe 5-10 years later, my wife decide to pass me some money instead of passing the children.
This is why you should always be nice to your wife, I guess. So that when she reviews her like estate planning, be like, hey, got chance, can I step in?
Yeah.